one, check one. Check one, check one. And we are live. What's good, Josh and man? DL Saint. Welcome. I really want to know podcast. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late, guys. I all kind of technical difficulties. I had everything set everything up today around 1 p.m. Everything ready. And then I go about my business, doing my thing, take my daughter to band practice, come back, sit down, time to start this show. And nothing worked. It's like nothing worked. Everything's moved. You know, I'm like, okay, I got a video I want to watch today. I can't get the video on the proper screen so I can share it. And hey, man, this is what happens. This is part of the deal. It's just part of the deal. So we're gonna struggle through this. Worst case scenario, I'll just pull up the video from YouTube and it's gonna glitch a lot, but we'll figure it out, man. We shall figure this out. But today we're going to talk about a woman. She says she's anti-red pill. So why does she want a traditional man who encompasses all of the red pill traits? Why is she with the guy? She loves the guy who is the prototype that the red pill says this is the type of man you should be. Why is that a thing? Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed. As you guys know, I'm sitting here on the struggle bus big time today trying to get this to go. And I'm even looking at my backup. My man, someone's coming after me, bro. Someone's coming after me. So I'm sitting here now. Just do it this way. I'm sitting here now just trying to find my channel. And my backup YouTube is telling me the platform doesn't exist. So give me a second, guys. I mean, this is why I can't wait to get a producer. I really want to know podcast. Here we go. This is why I'm looking forward to getting myself a producer. Found it. All right, got that going. Now I can check the stream because I just want to hear what the audio sounds like. And trying to get in there. There we go. It's moving. Everything is moving, but it's moving slow, man. How y'all doing? Shucks, man. What's going on, bro? I tell you what, I'm having a pretty good day. First half of the day went really well. Did a lot of networking. You guys know we have that members community we just started on the 1st. So I've just been putting a ton of content back there. Like whenever I go out and do stuff, man, I'm pretty much just turning the camera on, talking, letting you guys see what I'm doing. So today I ran into some cool folks, man. I ran into this organization, CARE, C-A-R-E. The term care package may have come from this organization. They've been around since the end of World War II, 1945. And was kind of talking to them. They got their people out there and ran up on me. And, I figured out who was in charge, talked to them. It's like, hey, got this platform. I would love to get some content and I might be able to help you guys out. So I'll let you guys know how that turns out. Talk about it in the members only. I put a video up, man. Bumped into some other people too today. Some good networking today. And then, we're here now. We're going to do this show. We're doing our thing. So, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff if you can. Would love to have you as a founding member. Like we do got the membership up there. Like $5 a month. And I know times are getting hard, so don't trip. If you can't do it, I ain't mad. Just do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you can. Tell a friend. That helps as well. But like I said, we're going really hard this year. We want to push this platform as far as we can. It's time to take it to the next level. We're already in the 2%, right? Because less than 3% of all YouTubers get monetized, and we're monetized. So, hey, man, like that's already a win. So many people, they'll get monetized and then they're just mad because they're not getting the views that they think they should be getting because they can't keep up with Mr. Beast or Fresh and Fit, or they can't keep up with, the Critical Drinker or whoever. Like, bro, you already a winner. Now, you're less than 3% of all the humans on this planet get monetized, bro. You monetized. Quit tripping. So some people, they quit. They think they failed. It's like, no, you didn't fail. You just didn't hang in there long enough. So we're just going to push you to the next level. You're going to see me dropping comments and whatnot and making statements in the community page. I put something in there today. There's rumors going around that the U.S. military accidentally shot down a civilian airplane out there in New Mexico around Roswell with a experimental space laser or something. And I heard the rumors, did a little research, and I put it in there. But it's like, okay, the government is saying that's not what happened. The government is saying, hey, coincidence. We were working with this experimental laser that we may or may not have. We may or may not have fired it. We may or may not have had a test, but it had nothing to do with that airplane that had trouble and flew into a mountain. That wasn't us. So it's like, okay, who do you believe? Who do you believe? You guys know I'm retired. I'm a retired air traffic controller. I gotta tell you, I'm looking forward to reading the NTSB report on this. Just put it that way. And it wasn't just an airplane; it was an air ambulance, bro. So it was an airplane. It was basically an airplane with people who were hurt trying to get to the hospital, transporting folks. And it didn't make it. Some sort of nav issue, but lasers are a big thing, guys. Lasers are a big thing. So, but that's not what we're here to talk about. I'm looking at all the glitching, bro. On the live feed, I apologize for that. I'm going to try one more time to load up the video when we get to it. Again, if is a collective of people, and you're going to have all kind of opinions back there, right? In this community, bro. You're going to have some extreme stuff going on, and you're going to have some just regular, moderate, middle of the road kind of stuff going on. So when a lot of these guys get upset and they, like, oh man, you poison the minds of these young dudes and we don't like y'all message or whatever. It's like, okay, cool. What's your alternative? What should we be doing? What should we tell these dudes? Right? Like, what should we tell them? And that's where we are right now. We got brother Donald J. DeMarco in the building. What's happening, fam? What up with you? Yeah, man. I'm having some problems, man, for sure. Down here in Central Florida, and Donald J. DeMarco might know this. Like, we're dealing with, like, right now, it's like a nasty storm just kind of moving through. Yeah, man, I'm looking at my feed just freezing up. I don't know what's going on. Or it could be the Matrix is attacking, right? I don't know why the Matrix would attack me. I ain't doing nothing but, giving people an alternative. I ain't doing nothing over here. We're going to try to push through this, though. We're going to try to push through this, man. Thanks for pulling up, bro. I appreciate you. Man, I'll be seeing you on everybody's chat, man. For real, for real. I'll be so proud. Like, yo, there go DJ DeMarco right there, bro. DJ DeMarco's in the building. Even when I'm just driving, I'm just listening or watching, and I can't text. I can't, comment because I'm driving or whatever. I'll see you, bro. I'll see you representing, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, it's a little better, but it's really wonky right now, man. And see, right now it's freezing up. It's freezing up. It's really wonky right now. It's if I touch my cursor and move it around, it will glitch like crazy. That's what I'm doing right now, just to see if it'll start glitching. But I don't know. Maybe it is a Matrix attack. I don't know. But we're just gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing. And it's funny too with these people who just can't stand the red pill. But then they'll start talking about what they want, what they're looking for, their ideal situation when it comes to romance, or at one from a man or wanting from a woman. Then you listen to it and it's like, man, that sounds like the stuff that they're talking about. Yeah, it's not as extreme as what Myron is talking about, but the 75% of the other stuff he's talking about is there, man. So we're definitely gonna get into this. Now I'm going to try one more time. What's going on? DJ DeMarco, he was saying, you think that was the real Aaron Clary? That's what's up. The other day, he said he uses different accounts on super chats. Oh, that's what's up, man. Aaron Clary was over here trying to holler at us, man. That's what's up. Hey, Don DeMarco to that, man. I'm glad I was nice. I'm glad I was nice. And Aaron has reached out and made comments because I'm always talking about his book, his books. I'm always talking about his work. So he's reached out. He's like, thank me. Like, hey, man, appreciate the, I'm saying, the shout out. I'm like, yeah, 100%. I definitely don't mind, giving people their flowers, man, especially when they're around to get them. So you did confirm that. That's what's up, man. And next time, tell him that, tell him that, yo, we rock with him over here, man. I'm definitely a big fan of Aaron Clary. And next time he goes live, I think I'm gonna jump in there, shoot him a super chat or something, just to show my appreciation. Like, hey, man, appreciate the work you do. That's cool. And that's, that's the thing. That's the great thing about this technology. It keeps us connected. I'm big time. You guys know I'm a big time networker, and I have people all over the world. But I mean, I can't outdo this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I cannot outdo this technology. I mean, we can reach so many people, man. It just stuff is just out there. There's a woman, her name is Daryl Fairweather. I think that's her last name, Fairweather. She has a book called Hate the Game. She's an economist. She's with Redfin. She's done some media stuff. Like, she does papers, man. She gets stuff published. Like, she's the real deal academic economist. She does a podcast on Thursday. She just wrapped up about an hour ago. And I'll be over there checking out her stuff. I got her book. I'm gonna read her book next. I'm almost done with the Top Tier Man. Rich Cooper's latest book. I should have been done with this book, guys, but it had a lot going on. And I just, now I'm at a point now. I was like, okay, I take time every day. It doesn't matter what. Like, if I can't just get my normal reading time in, I'll make sure by the end of the night, I'll sit down for at least an hour, and committed to reading these books. I'm still working on 1929, Andrew Ross Sorkin's book, which, really good book, tells the story of, what was going on in the financial world, what was going on with the 1%, what was going on with America going into the Great Depression, like right before the Great Depression hit. And then, as the Great Depression was going on, like, who were the people that really were behind it? Great book. That's his book up there too, Too Big to Fail. They made that into an HBO movie, which is one of my favorite movies, man. You guys got to check it out if you haven't seen it. It's on Amazon. If you have Amazon, it's on Amazon. You can catch it on Amazon Prime. So, yeah, man, we got to, get an opportunity to link up with folks and folks see your stuff. So I know the algorithm is pushing the content. Aaron Clary came across it, right? So shout out to him, man. We got Marriage Causes Divorce in the building. What's happening, man? Here, Destiny, I hate the red pill. Destiny also, I have money status and bitches. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about it. It's not the message that people hate about red pill content. It's the messenger, right? It's the people who push the message sometimes, right? And it's an uncomfortable truth. It's an uncomfortable truth, bro. When I just saw a video on Certain's, Michael Certain's page, Men of Action. It was him, Fresh, Rolo, and one of the cats, one of the crypto guys was on there. I forget which one. They were sitting around talking, and I'm actually going to react to it, but I'll talk about it here a little bit. When you're in the studio, Fresh and Fit studio, and I was there in both, and you watch these shows, you hear these women, and they had a conversation. The girls are saying what they're saying on camera, right? The show's over. As soon as the show's over, right? Myron's paying all of the valet costs, and they're making sure everybody's good, getting everybody downstairs to their car, and you sit around and you listen to the ladies who were just moments before talking about this ain't right and that's wrong, and you're wrong about this, you're wrong about that. Then when the cameras are off, they're like, "L, he's right. Hey, bro, ain't wrong." It was two sisters in particular, but all the girls do it. But it was two sisters in particular. Like, look, bro ain't wrong. I just don't like the way he was saying it. Yeah, that stuff he was talking about wanting tall dudes. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm sitting there listening to her, and she's like, yeah, that thing about the money. Yeah, don't nobody want no broke dude. Of course, I want a tall dude who's handsome, and a lot of these guys are weird. I want a guy who ain't weird. I want a guy who know people, the social proof stuff they're talking about. They'll sit there and they'll validate everything that was said in the content on the platform. Every single thing. They'll validate it all. And I'm sitting there and I look at him, I'm like, yo, sis, real talk. Why didn't you say that when the cameras are on? She's like, come on now. You know what it is. You know what it is. I'm like, all right, babe. You know what I'm saying? All right. And yeah, we was being hood. We was comfortable. It was just us talking. But you also hear from the other girls. You hear from the Beckys and the Snow Bunnies. Same thing. Like, well, he ain't wrong. Right. And it's always their friend. Their friend to be sitting there like, you said you don't like tall dudes, but I ain't never seen you with a guy shorter than you. Right? Shorter than you. Like you always say you got to have a guy who's taller than you when you got your heels on, not just your height. They're like, you remember Billy? Billy was taller than you, but when you put your heels on, y'all were the same height, so you didn't even want to go nowhere with him. Their girlfriends would be just telling them, and I'm just sitting there, right? And they'll see me looking. I'm like, look, I ain't gonna say nothing, girl. I ain't got no cameras on me, but we understand this. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want a tall girl, if you want a tall dude, more power to you. Go ahead and get one. If you can get one. If you can get one. If you can get you one of those dudes at the top, man, get you a high value man, get you a top tier man, go ahead and get you one. But understand that dude's going to be hard to keep. Right? That dude's going to be hard to keep. Dr. B is in the building. We got to get you a Don DeMarco, still the founding member in our community, the first founding member, Dr. B _84. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Hey, right now, all that content back there is for you. Ain't nobody else. I haven't checked. I don't think we had anyone else join yet, but we're anticipating some members. But bro, I'm putting so much content back there. And when I'm doing it, I think in one of the videos, I was actually just talking to you like, hey, bro, blah, blah, blah. It's like I was just talking to you. It's hilarious. And I was like, oh, wait, one day we're going to have a whole bunch of members back here. So let me stop. let me say us. But yo, I really appreciate you, bro. Hope all is well. I know you're working hard. Casual Germs in the building. What's happening, fam? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he talking about Destiny. Like, yeah, Destiny, bro, he's a real Roman when it comes to that, man. He's all over the place, man. Hey, do what you want to do, man. I ain't mad at you. But at the end of the day, when you talking about hollering at women, bro, money, clout, money, game frame. It's really hard to get away from that. You don't have to be, 6'4", but boy, it helps. You don't have to have a Lamborghini, but again, boy, it helps, right? You don't even really have to have a lot of social proof, to be honest with you, if you have enough money and you got the toys or whatever. But the one thing that you must truly possess in order to be successful today, man, is that understanding that game. You got to understand the game, right? Rich Cooper talks about that in his book, not necessarily the game, but he touches on it, but he really talks about how, you just got to be a real dude. You got to be a real dude. You got to be a guy who stands on his own, who's not afraid to stand on his own. You got to be a guy who doesn't run with a pack. You don't need a herd. You know what I'm saying? You are, the alpha. You don't care. Like you're not mean to people, but you are firm. Right. And that's that whole thing when they're like, you don't want to be a good guy. You don't want to be the good boy. Good guys finish last. There's a difference between a nice guy and a good man. And you want to be a good man. A man he's going to stand on what he stands on. A good guy, right? He's going to sit there and only do what he thinks is going to help him get that sexual access from women, and women sense that shit. And that's, that's their game. I do not get mad at dudes who run that friendship game. Go ahead and try it. Some guys have been successful, right? But women don't like that, bro. Women don't like that. Black women are pretty base. Just too loud about it. Yeah, they can be base when they want to, man. And back in the members only too, man. There's a woman out there, Sadora Paris. Man, look like I'm frozen. I'm not even doing nothing. Sadora Paris. She was boss babe, built a business, made a whole bunch of money, and then lost the business somehow. And she has a YouTube platform which had like 470,000 subscribers. She just started a new one where now she has like maybe 3,000 subscribers. When I found her, she had barely 1,000, but her people are starting to find her. And what she did was her business just kind of poof. She just lost control of her business and it failed. And she just left America. She's like, you know what? Screw it. She left America. She moved to Costa Rica and she's like starting over. She's in her 30s. She's starting over and she's documenting the whole thing, bro. I talk about it in the members community. And bro, I'm here to tell you, I'm looking at Shorty like, sister, fine. But, you can see pictures of her like, boss babe. Boss babe got a nice big old tattoo on her back. You know what I mean? That's you can only see it when she's got, of course, when you're looking at her back or whatever, she got her shirt off, but big tattoo. At one point she had like red hair and all that. She puts up a bunch of clips. Like she was living that life, man. She was a cool kid. And now, not so much, but she's still fine. She's still fine. I guarantee you she has a legion of simpletons trying to holler at her now, especially when they think she's down. Oh man, it's my chance, bro. I could come in here and I can save her. She ain't looking to be saved. She's just trying to figure out her next move. And that's one of the things with, being an alpha. I ain't got a problem if you female, you want to be alpha, man. I am not mad at you, baby. Do it. Do you, girl. But you will figure out something real quick. The most men who've done the work understand it's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the top. And it's going to be hard for her to find a dude that's better than she is if she's already climbing, making her way up to the top. And maybe that's one of the things that got her kind of jacked up right now. She's like, damn, everything fell through because maybe she couldn't get the dude she wanted. Maybe she thought she had him. And the guy was like, nah, baby, we just having fun. He's like doing all kind of crazy things. And she said it. You know what I mean? So if you want to see, what I'm talking about, is definitely in the members only. I'm going to figure out a way if I could do some sort of promotion to where I can go a month where you can sign up and not be charged for 1 month and just kind of check it out. I'm working on that. If that doesn't work, I'll come up with a workaround. I'll figure out a way to get people a trial for the, subscription for the community. I'll figure out a way. But yeah, man. Like disregard my last. Too late. I already read it. He's like, yeah, I'm slowly getting through all of my. Yeah, right now that's all for you, bro. Like Dr. B's like right now, he is the community back there. Of course, everybody else, my day ones, everybody else is right here. We're just doing what we're doing, man. And listen, I ain't tripping. Listen, it's getting tough out here, y'all. Financially, I've been talking about this for a minute. All that content, when I'm talking about the economy, I'm talking about world finance, I'm talking about politics. I can't run that on the regular platform right now because we're trying to get AI programmed to run our content to find the audience. But once we find the audience, once we get up to about anywhere between, I'll say between, say 8 to 10,000 subscribers, or we start getting consistently 300 to 500 views per video. Once that happens, then I'll come back to talking about what's going on financially. But I will be talking about it in the comments, in the community comments. So just check it out. I'm gonna be putting all kind of stuff. As soon as I'm done here, I want to put in, I want to make a comment about right now, our economy is supposed to be so great. The economy is on fire, right? But y'all know, because I've said this a million times, and I know y'all are thinkers like me, currently the top 20% of American earners account for 60% of the spending in America. All right, let me say that one more time. One more again. The top 20% of earners account for 60% of the spending in our economy right now. So the question becomes, what if that top 20% cuts back their spending by, let's say, 30%? What happens to the economy then? Right. And I'm going to ask Professor Darrell, because she's an economist. I'm going to ask her on her next show. I think she's going to go live again on Thursday. Today I was asking her about the yen, but she didn't see the question. I was asking her, like, hey, the thing is going on in Japan with the Japanese yen, and America's investing, or should I say bailing them out? What's up with that? But she didn't see that because I, whenever I'm on there, I'm always typing a bunch of, the way y'all support me, that's how I like to support people. She's small. She's just getting started, and I'm in there just trying to help her like y'all be helping me. So she didn't see that question about the Japanese yen. Plus, she's on X, she's on YouTube, and I think she's on Instagram. She has like 2 or 3 platforms, so she jumps around to see the questions. So she whenever she sees me, she'll read my questions. So next time, I'll ask the question first, and then do all of the niceties later, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's get to what we came to talk about, man. So I'm going to go with my notes. I'm going to go through all my notes, and then I'm going to run the video. And again, I think we're going to have problems with the video. I can't run it on my system, and I can't get it to go to the screen I need. So I'm going to figure it out. I'll probably just move one screen over, whatever. Don't you worry. I'm going to make it happen. We're going to sort this out. So the thesis is this, man. So we've already said the title. She says she's anti-red pill. So why does she want a traditional man? Because you would think if you're anti-red pill, then that kind of makes you more, of the blue pill world, the feminist world, you know what I mean? girl power and all that, the force is female, all that, the MCU, you're part of that. So if you're part of that, why do you want a strong man? Why do you want a tall man? Why do you want a man who can defend you and defend himself? Why do you want a man who's confident in all that kind of stuff? It doesn't make sense to me. Right? If you're part of that world, you shouldn't need a strong man because you're a strong woman. So you should be strong for both of you guys, right? So this isn't a gotcha video. It's an opportunity to explore whether many people reject the label red pill while embracing relationship dynamics that overlap with traditional or red pill ideas. So this is all we want to do. We want to kind of look at the contradiction and see what's going on. The goal is to compare what she actually says, not to assign her beliefs for her. So we're definitely going to watch the video, guys. Right? It's just the video might be glitchy and jacked up, but we're going to watch the video. So I already told you guys I came across the interview expecting to hear someone completely dismantle red pill ideas. Instead, I found something much more interesting. I really did thought she was going to go in here and just trash it, right? She says she's not red pill, but she listens. But listen to what she says and what she wants in a man. Right? She says she's not red pill, but listen to what she wants in a man. This isn't about winning an argument, by the way, guys. This is about asking whether we've become so divided by labels that we miss the areas where people actually agree. And that's a huge thing, guys. 100% huge. She's a member of the She Unit. That's funny, bro. That's funny, bro. Facts, though. DJ DeMarco, facts. So, she also shares a difficult history. We actually, shoot her an invitation to see if she'll be willing to come on and have a conversation. But she says she explored the manosphere herself. I wonder what that means. And if I were talking to her, I would ask her, like, hey, have you watched the documentary, The Red Pill? I would ask that question. And if the answer is no, then that kind of lets us know that she didn't do it. I see that, man. I see that the stream is messing up, bro. And I'm on 720. I can't degrade the stream anymore. Man. It could have something to do with this storm. I saw a lot of lightning out there. And then again, you guys know I'm with Spectrum, so I'm supposed to have the best bandwidth that they have. I have the highest broadband and all that kind of stuff at the highest package they offer. But today it's just really bad. That joke wasn't too funny. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I thought it was funny. She Unit. I think it was funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a member of She Unit. I like that. I like that, bro. That's not a terrible joke. Yeah, man. I don't know this. I don't want to shut down and come back. I don't think that's going to help for me to come out, set everything up. We're just going to power through it. And if it's too terrible, I'll do another one tomorrow. What I'll do, if it's too terrible, I'll remove this. When I look at it afterwards, if it's just too bad, I'll remove this and I'll do another one tomorrow and just kind of replace them. Just replace it. But yeah, man, I don't know what's up with that, bro. Today's just a tough day for streaming. But yeah, I would definitely ask Mac Larson if she's watched the documentary The Red Pill. She should definitely start there if you're gonna, as a female, quote unquote, explore the Mano Swamp. Then she also goes in there. She talks about some personal history, bro. She talks about how she tried to remain a virgin until she was married, and she was unsuccessful. Right? Again, what was the manosphere say, man? What's the Red Pill say? What's the Mano Swamp say about that? Women must maintain their value. She was born with all her value, and maintaining her virginity to an extent, right? That makes sense. And for women, I think that they should really try to save themselves for their husband. And if you're trying to get married young, because you can get married when you're at your peak in your 20s. I can see that. I can see that, especially if you're saving your virginity means that much to you, then you're gonna want to find you a guy and get married quick. But she talked about why she has some problems with that, And again, she has to maintain her value. Like, it's hard, especially in a world where everybody is smashing and you're saving yourself. It's hard. We're going to touch on that some more when the video comes up. She felt rejected when men learned she was pure, she was a virgin, and they, she wanted to wait. So these guys were like, all right, fine, good for you. Boom, they move on to the next one. And it's like, bam, she couldn't get that attention. And it's like, baby, that's great. You're gonna maintain a virgin, your virginity, man, that's what's up. You know what I mean? So all I can do is get to third base. We ain't gonna smash. Okay, fine. Good luck with that. Bye. And dudes, I guess the dude she wanted just kept leaving. So I guess she decided, you know what? She's gonna go ahead and give it up to somebody. So that feeling of rejection hurt her, kept her from maintaining her value. Right. So we're gonna talk about that more once we get the video up. So I mean, once we get the video up, we're gonna talk about that more. She said she experienced SA by a gymnastics coach. Right? That's horrible. That's horrible. You know what I mean? And there's no jokes or anything like that, man. Young girls go through that, man. It's horrible. And then they don't know what to do. They want to tell their parents, they want to tell their loved ones, but then it's like, if you tell somebody else is going to get in trouble, and did it really happen? And and she clarified what exactly happened. But she talked about that, man. That's horrible. She said she discovered she had been secretly filmed by a neighbor. Crazy work. Later entered an abusive relationship. So this is all the stuff that she was talking about. Right. And one thing we got to remember, everyone develops their own views on relationships through personal experience. We all do. That's why so many dudes out here red pill raging in the mental swamp. They get mad. All women are this, all women are that. And like, bro, how many you get to know him, find out he only dated one chick. Like, what? Yeah, man, all women are terrible, this and that. Okay. You only dated the one girl? Oh, okay. Like, did she smash? Did you smash? Oh, so you still a virgin too? So you're saying all these women are one way, but you ain't even been with one of them? Like, come on, bro. Let me holler at you. let me let you, let me talk to you, man. Let me talk to you. So these dudes they're raging, but it's based on their own personal relationships and what's been going on, right? So, and then she goes on to talk about her current or recent boyfriend. So, she says he doesn't earn a lot of money. Remember, I told you money ain't everything. He doesn't earn a lot of money. He's younger than she is, right? So she's older. And Red Pill talks about that too, right? She's competing with all these young women. So she's feeling good because she got a young dude. He ain't making a lot of money. So, but he has a lot of potential. Right? He isn't wealthy, but she thinks like, oh, he's going to get it together. Right? And she describes him as a dream man. Why does she does this? Because she says he makes her feel safe. He's disciplined. He's boxes. He trains jujitsu. He wants to protect his family, doesn't believe in cheating, leads by example, practices self-control. Right? These are all the things. If you're reading Unplugged Alpha or The Top Shelf Man, if you're reading Women Deserve Less than Myron wrote, if you're reading Sextinction, right? It doesn't matter what you're reading. Rational Male, all those tenets is what everyone in the mental swamp is teaching dudes. And this is the conversation. Like, this is what you should be striving to do. You should strive to be here. This is it. As far as the money, dude's still young. Dude's still in his 20s. She's in her 30s. So, dude, it takes time for men to get to the bag, so to speak. It takes time for guys to become financially successful unless they're born into it. So this guy's on track. He's going to come into his bread. And she's thinking, well, I got him while he's young. I'm going to hold on to this dude. And that's a good strategy. If it works, right? If it works, that's a good strategy. Right? But if he's going to want kids and she's already older than he is, that could be a problem. I'm not sure if she said she had kids. I don't think she does. Most of the female comics I knew when I first started didn't have kids. They didn't start having kids until they got established in their comedic careers, which meant they got some writing gigs. They got into some writing rooms. Maybe they were booking some movies. So they started getting some income coming in. They had a good chunk of money. And then they were like, okay, now I'm going to go ahead and have me a kid. And, now that I got all this established, I'm going to have a kid. I got my husband or whatever. So with women in comedy, I didn't meet a whole lot of female comics that had kids. There were a couple. There were a couple, but most of the women I met were single and childless. And they were female comics, man. Female comics. They in that world, bro. And if you one of the dudes, and you ain't got to be tall, you ain't got to be rich or whatever. If you one of the funny comics in your area, if you in New York, LA, Chicago, if you down here in Tampa, if you wherever you are, and in that world, if you are the top dude, comedy wise, if you rocking out every crowd, you doing all the rooms, you being booked at the big venues, man, female comics gonna want to holler at you, man. They're gonna be trying to get to the house, man. They're gonna be trying to come over. They want a writing session, turns into a writing session. You feel me? It turns into one of those, bro. Because it's these girls, ain't nothing wrong with them, but they're like Frisco said, man, big up to the girls who knows how to flex the best, bro. That's these girls right here.
Frisco, I say.
You know what I have to tell them, say, big up my girl on the side, cause of them flex the best.
And them female comics know how to flex. You hear me? You hear me? They just wild with it. They loose with it because that's the life of a comic. And they believe they got to do what the other comics are doing, that whole win in Rome thing. So female comics, man, be getting it in, bro. Like don't have money, just a little bit of money. When I'm coming up in comedy, man, I was the air traffic controller. I'm making 6 figures. So, bro, we go on a road trip somewhere, man. They all they sleeping in somebody's car. Meanwhile, I got a room at the Four Seasons. You know what I mean? I got a room at the W. I got a room over here, you know what I mean, at the Sheridan. And then the girls would be like, oh, you mind if I come over and maybe take a shower? I'm like, I don't care. It's cool. We on the same show. It's all good. They be running out of the bathroom with no clothes on. I'm sorry, I forgot to bring a towel. Can you come over? Can you bring me a towel? They just standing there. I'm like, girl, there's a mirror right there. They know that I can see them. They just got it all hanging out. Like, you know what it is? Like, all right, girl, you trying to get it in, huh? Right? Because they don't want to go to the car, man. They want to sleep on that bed. Right? So they just doing what they do, bro. For sure. Yeah, more fire, bro. More fire, man. And DJ DeMarco's like, man, I'm smashing, no saving over here, man. I ain't mad at you, bro. If you can get it. So one of the things that I noticed, man, in her conversation, we're gonna run it here in a little bit. She never says, I chose him because he's rich. She talks almost entirely about character, right? Almost, and that's worth discussing. And I mean, she's talking about character, but she also said a lot about potential, right? You hear that all the time with women. Well, he doesn't have to have money if he has potential, right? And if you can convince a woman that you are on your thing and you are going to be the dude, that's good enough for the short term. She'll keep you around for that, for sure, right? But I mean, hypergamy still is there, and I don't think there's anything wrong with hypergamy. I don't think there's anything wrong with hypergamy. I don't. And if you're a dude out here, man, and your biggest problem is women are hypergamous and they don't seem to want to holler at you because they're hypergamous, all right, become the best version of you. Step your game up. Right? Let her see what you're doing. And you're not doing this for her per se, but just step your game up. Stop chasing them. Stop chasing women and chase excellence. That's what Rich Cooper talks about all the time. And you will realize once you begin to chase excellence and once you begin to become the best version of yourself and you start doing these things, right, it's going to propel you to the top of the chain. When you get to the finish line, guess who's going to be standing there? Like all these chicks you worried about now. If you get to the finish line as a guy, if you get there, all the women are there waiting to smash you because most women ain't really trying to build with you. Are there women out there who will? Absolutely. There are women out there who are willing to build with you 100%. Right? But most women, and I'll go ahead and say this, bro. Like we're just talking about on a balance of probability, most women are just waiting at the finish line, waiting for a winner. And once that dude crosses the finish line, she's going to want to holler at her. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I really don't. So instead of crying about hypergamy, how about you go out there and do the work? Right? And become that dude. I've never heard a dude who really has done the work, he got to the finish line, that really complains about all the women that he's choosing. He might complain about a woman that he chose. He might be like, oh man, she's fine and everything. I was doing everything, but now she's a problem. She's a headache. She's this, she's that. He might complain about that, but he got 4 or 5 other women waiting right there, standing in line, waiting to go. Waiting to go. Like, all you gotta do is give her up. Or in his mind, really, he don't have to even give up the first woman. But in his mind, like, man, I don't want to cheat. You got guys like me who I don't officially cheat, right? If I'm with you, if I want to be with you, you're the one for me, I'll cut off everybody else. But in the meantime, I run the rotation. I just tell her, yeah, I got a rotation. If you do that, if you're honest with women, give them the choice. You'll be surprised how many of them would choose to be number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 on down. You'd be surprised because every woman wants a shot at a guy that they believe has crossed the finish line or is about to cross the finish line. So you ain't got a lot. Roland Martin out here doing whatever he's doing. You guys know I did that video on Roland Martin yesterday. Doing whatever he's doing, messing with a chicken head. Right? He out here doing this thing and got tied up. Now, again, he might have had an agreement with his wife. I don't know, but I doubt if he went to his wife who runs some church. She's like the head of a church, like a preacher, allegedly. You're going to go to your preacher wife and say, look, I'm going to be out here banging random 304s and chicken heads. Don't worry, though. I ain't going to bring home no babies and no diseases. I don't see her agreeing to that. But anything's possible. I tell people all the time, just make sure you're not lying to women. You tell them what the deal is and let them choose. Give the woman the opportunity to choose, bro, and you'll be all right. We got Brother Ronan in the building, man. Make sure y'all go over there. Ronan Travelers, man, he does good work over there, man. Make sure y'all go over and check out what he's doing over there, man, on his platform, guys. Definitely a solid brother. Bro, I have not forgotten, bro. I know I'm going to bring you over here. Forgive me, but my calendars is kind of all jacked up right now, man, getting ready for school and all that. But trust me, I'm going to hit you, bro. I appreciate you. I was in your chat last night for a hot second. Y'all were having the trouble with the echo. Y'all were having big time issues with the echo. So I wound up, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all were able to square that away, but I think y'all did get it down to a point where at least y'all can talk. I jumped back in there, and then, you know, you had you had your brothers on there, but you had that one white guy, and I guess he called somebody boy or something. I was like, oh shit. I was just like, you know, I'm gonna leave that alone. One of the brothers was like, yeah, man, you don't want to use that term boy. We talking to us. I'm like, uh-oh. But I'm definitely gonna check it out. Oh, so you worked it out. It went 8 hours, bro. Y'all be doing like a whole day. I make me feel lazy. I do a high hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm thinking I'm doing something. I look up and see y'all be 8-10 hours in. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm gonna step my shit up. But shout out to you, fam. I'm so glad to have you here. So the conversation they had turned to submission as well on this video we're going to watch, guys. I want to get through my notes first, and then we're going to watch the video, and I might stop it a couple times. But I fear the video is going to be, it's going to give us all kind of problems. But so the submission conversation, right? She explains that in previous relationships, she had become more influenced by feminist ideas, but this relationship changed her perspective. So she says he treated me like a princess. I guess she's talking about the new guy, the young boy. And see, I just said boy, the young man. Like he treated her like a princess. It made her want to treat him like a king. And here's the thing about that. Generally speaking, if you treat a woman, the woman you pursuing, not even your woman, the woman you pursuing, the woman you after, if you treat her like a star, she's probably going to treat you like a groupie. So you got to be careful with that. You got to get to the point where you guys have established what y'all doing. Y'all have come together. Y'all decided we about to form Voltron. She's your woman. You've done your 2 years of vetting, right? You've determined that she is a good person. You've determined that this is someone you want to be with. Her family and your family are compatible. Like it's not crazy. It works. Everybody's being grown up about it, right? She's your piece. She adds value, all that good stuff. And of course, you're doing the same for her because you're a guy. You got to the finish line. Of course, you're going to be able to do those things for her. At that point, when you've determined like, oh, she's the one, I've done my due diligence. Yeah, this is when you want to start treating her like a princess, treat her like a queen, right? Because you're going to make her a queen. You're going to bring her into your kingdom. So I got a problem with that. But if you do that before, you do that too soon, if you're premature with it, man, she going to treat you like a group if you treat her like a star. Right? So you got to be careful with that. And she was like, oh, it made me treat him like a king. Sounds to me that she was already bought in. So, okay. So you hear those talking points, but you want to be real careful, bro. You want to be real careful when it comes to that sort of thing, because it can mess up what you're trying to do. Right? And I'm not saying be mean. I'm not saying, be rude. I'm not saying be the asshole. But, you know, most guys know what we're talking about. Maintain, like, keep your emotions in check. Don't let your emotions out too soon. And it'll be easier to do this. Treat her with respect. But you're also, think of it as, like a 2-year probation kind of thing. Like, you meet her and it's going to take you 2 years to vet her. So you're going to have to be able to see her for who she truly is. And, you can't let yourself fall in love and put on those rose colored glasses and then, oh, she's everything. Nah, you got to be able to see the issues, the quote unquote red flags. You got to be able to see the positives, the green flags, right? You got to be able to keep track. You got to be able to stay, like they say, stay stoic, but you want to be able to sit back and, play your cards close to your chest, bro. You don't want to be sitting there so you can see your cards. Nah, keep your cards close to your chest. See what you got going on, right? Wait for her to try to shit test you because you know it's coming, right? Okay, see how that goes. See if she's adding value. If she's adding value to you, you adding value to her, right? You want to look at these things. All right, my bad. I got to make sure my daughter hasn't texted me. She's at band practice. So you want to look at these things. Make sure everything is good. And if everything is good, then all right. Now she can, go ahead and give her that treatment that she earned. Right? We're not talking about anything that, we just gonna give it away because, nah, you have to earn it. She has to earn your trust. You have to earn hers. You got to play your roles, right? So be careful with that. And again, I want to stress, I'm not saying go out here and be an asshole, although that asshole game works, right? It works. Especially if you know what you're doing. It works. I'm not saying be an asshole. You're talking about the woman you looking at for your long term. Like, I might go ahead and settle down with this one. All right. Make sure she adds value. Make sure she gets vetted properly. Make sure you can see the good and the bad. Then you weigh it out and you decide if that's what you want. And if that is who you want, she's earned the right to be your queen. All right, cool. Then go ahead and get her that treatment. But that should take some time. Like I say, vetting should take at least 2 years, guys. My opinion, 2 years. Some people say shorter than that. I say 2 years. Right? And one of the things that she didn't say, and when we watch this video, be listening for what she didn't say. She didn't say women should submit no matter what. Instead, she says she felt safe enough to become more nurturing and cooperative. She felt safe enough. With women, it is about feelings, right? It is about feelings, no doubt. Right? So just like you're vetting her, she's probably vetting you. And she's okay. She said, I felt safe enough to become more nurturing and cooperative. Normally, I find that women who are nurturing and cooperative, they're that way from the jump. And it's just levels to it. And women who aren't. Feel me? Women who aren't. DJ DeMarco's with me on that 2 years for sure. Like if she's a full-blown FMS, you know what I mean? If she's, because I don't think if you say that word too much, YouTube doesn't like it. But if she's full-blown down that world, if she's a full-blown boss babe, if she's an alpha, what do alphas do? What do two bears who are alphas that stumble onto the same territory, what do? They fight. So if you come home and you got an alpha sitting in your home, bro, y'all are going to fight. It's going to happen. Someone is going to have to demonstrate their dominance. I'm not saying run around your house, man, and start peeing on everything. I'm not saying that. But you get my point. If you're dealing with a woman who's alpha, at some point y'all going to fight. So you're going to see that straight away if you're paying attention. If you kept your emotions in check. If you don't have those rose-colored glasses on, you're going to see it up front. This is why you got to vet. But she said once she felt safe, then she became more nurturing. Man, I don't know about that, man. Whether people call it submission, trust, or partnership, she's describing a dynamic that emerged from how she was treated. early on. Remember, she had those bad experiences early on. So is respect earned, or should it be expected from day one? Y'all know how I feel about that already. Right? Right? So just keep that in mind. So does all that she said, does all that contradict the red pill? She says red pill creators would probably dislike interviewing her boyfriend. She did say that, which I disagree with. I would love to sit down and talk to that brother. I'd love to sit down and talk to him. Like, all right, what's your plan? How you going, sounds like you got everything else on point. How did you get there? Why, who told you to do this? What, did you have someone that, that was like your mentor? Did you have someone you looked up to? What led you down this path? How did you find this path? And what's your plan down the road? Like, where's this path going to lead you? You thinking about money? Well, how's that going to play out? I would love to interview this guy, and it wouldn't be a bad interview. But when she describes her boyfriend or the dude she's involved with, this young cat, she calls him protector, right? She describes him as disciplined, family-oriented, loyal, strong, self-controlled, leads by example, all red pill shit. All red pill shit. I don't care how you feel about Myron Gaines, but this is what he talks about all the time. He's always talking about that. Rich Cooper is always talking about that. Even the pickup artistry guys, like, bro, they talk about some of that stuff. Their game is a little bit different, but you can't be timid and be good at cold approach. You can't be timid. You got to get out there. You got to be aggressive, within the law, but you got to be aggressive. Right? So maybe the disagreement isn't about qualities. Maybe it's about branding. And that's the big thing. Right? The way the red pill and metal swamp is branded, and the way that they want to brand it, them being mainstream blue pillars, whatever you want to call them, that's the problem. But when you actually get into the nitty gritty, like we said at the top of the show, even the women who go on there and give Myron and Fresh the business, going crazy back and forth, blah, 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 blah. I'm not talking about the physical ones, just the ones that debate hardcore, argue about it. When the cameras go off, they'll be like, yeah, he's right. He's right. He's right. Their friends will be there. Just looking at my ceiling, I'm like, looked like it was cracked. It's not a crack, it was a pencil mark. So I'm like looking at their friends to be there and like, you've never dated a guy that was shorter than 6 feet. Right? Every guy you've talked to taking you to nice places. Every dude has at least a Mercedes. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there when the cameras are off, man, just watching this. It's like, yeah, of course. Of course. Right? You ain't never dated a fat boy. You don't even talk to any fat boys. I don't know any fat boys. Yes, you do. And they just start naming fat dudes. Like, oh, but they're just my friends. It's like, exactly. When the camera goes off, bro, and you talk about just the red pill tenets, right? What women physically chase versus what they say they chase, you see the difference. So it's branding, right? We're talking about branding. This is a very important distinction, right? There are different voices within the red pill space. I'm in the red pill space. Michael Surtain's in the red pill space. Dr. Orion Taraban, red pill space. Pearl, red pill space. Right? You look at these people, and it's like, what's the common denominator from all of us? Like, well, we rock in the same space, but our messages are different. We present the messages differently, but the tenets are the same. The tenets are the same. Right? We have a lot of overlap. There's some things that Pearl say when Pearl was saying that stuff about slavery back in the day, when she was like, oh, slavery was a good thing or whatever she was saying. Like, come on now, Pearl. And Pearl, if you're watching, you still owe me an answer. Remember, we was talking to Donovan Sharp's birthday party. You never answered my question, Pearl. So next time I bump into you, girl, be ready to answer that question. Like, what do you mean? Where did you get that from? What does that have to do with the modern dating landscape? You feel me? So it's like, Myron, Myron says, women shouldn't be allowed to vote. Women should be barefoot and pregnant or whatever, paraphrase, but y'all know what I mean. Like, women, they should be in the house or whatever. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Right now, if that's what he wants, and if he could find her, more power to you, player. I ain't mad at you. But I don't agree with that. So that's why I always say, I I'll say 85, 95% overlap. I'm with him. But then Myron goes off on tangents. So, but he's not the king of the Mano Swamp. He doesn't get to dictate what the Mano Swamp talks about. It's so many people talking about so many different things. But mainstream media wants the rest of the world to believe that Andrew Tate and Myron are trying to steal the minds of these young men and mold them into these misogynistic animals, monsters, you know what I mean? And that's not true. That's not true. You see all the crazy stuff about Andrew Tate, but they never once post anything when he says something like, hey, when he explained what he was talking about by saying, I got to have control over you to keep you safe or whatever he was talking about with women. Like if I don't have control, if I can't force you not to go out into a dangerous situation, then how can I be responsible for you then? Or when he warns women about the dangers of feminism. There was a Fresh and Fit episode years back. This was in the old Fresh and Fit studio where Andrew Tate was there. And I was sitting there and I was in studio that day. And I was just sitting there watching that. And it was like, man, that was brilliant. When he told the story about his grandmother and his great grandmother, and the family came home to celebrate her birthday. And it was like literally hundreds of people there at the house to celebrate great grandma's birthday. I guess she was like 100 or something like that. And all the people walking around, all those humans came from her. Her kids, her kids' kids, her kids' kids' kids, right? They all came from her. And it's like, isn't that wonderful? And he's right. That was outstanding. That's something, I mean, amazing. And like he said, no one asked her about what festival she went to. No one asked her about any bags, and what kind of handbags did you have? What kind of clothes did you wear? You know what I'm saying? Well, how many yachts you were on? No one asked her about any of that. You just sit there and you just watch the miracle that is human, that's humanity, that this woman had look at that. All these little hers. They're just walking around out there. Her DNA is going to continue on, within our species for hundreds of years. Right there. That's the beauty. That's the power that women have. Andrew Tate said that. I didn't make none of that shit up. You can go see that video. You know what I'm saying? I was there, bro. DJ DeMarco, I was there for that episode. I was in the background. I was sitting there chilling. I was just happened to be in Miami that weekend, hanging out with Fresh. That was a great episode. But yeah, man. So they're not going to show you that. They're just going to show you all the crazy stuff, the wild stuff. And again, the manosphere, man, like the Mano Swamp, there's plenty of bad out there. There's plenty of good. If you're a young dude or old dude, you know what I'm saying, or somewhere in between, and you're just trying to figure shit out, you can find the answers that you need there, right? You can find some good answers. You can find some bullshit over there too, right? And be involved in some bullshit. To this day, I regret what happened with the Castle Club thing, and it's not about the business. It was just the snake dude who caused all that bullshit, man. I kick myself in the ass every single day when I think about it. And it's like, damn, I should have saw that coming, but I was so focused on other things. And I learned an extremely valuable lesson that I learned that in the Mano Swamp. And a lot of people are asking me like, oh man, you got drama with Myron, you got drama with Fresh. No, there's no drama. Myron and Fresh understands the deal. They were right there too, and the biggest problem there, and one of the things I learned is you have to have communication with whoever you're working with. You can't just call the shots. Like, unless they're bringing you on board, it's like you do whatever you want, 100% autonomy. Unless that's the case, bro, you got to be communicating with whoever you with. So let's say, for instance, DJ DeMarco brought me in to run a project for him. I'm going to have to be, DJ DeMarco is going to get sick of talking to me because we're going to have to talk all the time. It's going to be like, I need to know this. There's so many questions I'm going to have to ask, right? I'm going to need direct access. We're going to have something set up to where, okay, when I ask these questions, you're going to have to hit me back right away. I didn't do that with Myron and Fresh, and I should have. That was the one regret. I should have done that. And if I would ever do something like that again, if I'm working for a platform that's very successful, we got to have a liaison. Like, my people, we're going to have one person that we both trust that can be here to make stuff happen. So we didn't have that. We were just running, things were going crazy. We were making big moves. And it was easy for somebody to kind of insert themselves and do some, some fuck shit. And that's what happened with that snake in the grass dude. I can't remember his name. But yeah, fuck that dude. But but Myron, I ain't got no problems with Myron. Like his politics, I don't agree with his politics at all. At all. Like I've told him that many a times. But when we talk about this stuff, when we talk about dating dynamics, we talk about what's going on in today's sexual marketplace, when we're talking about, technology and the effects technology has had on dating and what's going on with male loneliness and all that. Yeah, a whole lot of overlap there. Fresh is just doing what Fresh is doing. You know what I mean? Casual Germs, like the only women friends I have are the ones that put my chick in check for being a headache. Those are good friends to have, bro. Good friends to have. So yeah, guys. I mean, there's a lot of good that you can find in the mental swamp, right? But Rich Cooper calls it the mental swamp for a reason. There's a lot of bullshit in there as well. So you have to keep your eyes open. And that's another learning experience for a lot of dudes. Like, hey man, you gotta watch some of these cats. Right? Dudes will see you doing your work. Dudes will use you just as fast as a woman to use you. That's just the game. That's the game of life. This is why you have to understand female nature and male nature. Don't think for a moment that if you bring a beautiful woman to one of these events, like to a mental swamp event or something like that, and don't think for a moment dudes ain't gonna be trying to holler at her. Come on now. Dudes that know you, dudes that swear you they guy, dudes that be saying all that, blah, blah, blah. We it. Them dudes be trying to smash your chick, telling her stuff that you did in the past or lying about you. So you got to understand that. Now, if that's your woman, you can bring her because she got your back and she's going to let you know. Snake, bullshitter, right? And then she'll also let you know, good guy, you know what I'm saying? A day one right there. You feel me? A real one over there. She'll be able to know because these guys will come up and she's going to be interacting with these dudes. Women, that's just part of it, y'all. That's part of it. So let me see if I can pull up this video. There's gonna be a lot of glitching alert, right? So I'm about to pull up this video and see if we can. Well, first I'm gonna have to pull it up and then I'm gonna have to see if we can watch it because I couldn't even show it. So here we go. Probably glitching like crazy right now. I apologize. All right, so what are we gonna do? I'm gonna close that, and I'm going to move this over here. I'm gonna move this over here. All right, guys. So I apologize up front if it's glitching like crazy. Just had to move my screens around. Now I'm gonna see if I can't find it. Can't find it. It will not allow me access. This is probably not going to work, fellas. I'm looking at the glitching. This is not going to work. Damn it. This is not going to work. So this is what we're going to do. I am going to, once I get done glitching, it's like, all right, once I get done glitching, I'm just going to close out. Just going to close out the show. And I'm going to get my system together and I'm going to do a part 2. Maybe tonight. After I pick up my daughter, if I can get this thing squared away by tonight, I'm going to do a part 2. I'm going to do a part 2. That's what we're going to do. And in part 2, I will have the video up so we can watch the video. So, but basically, and again, the guy who does this, I want to do some content on this dude's platform because again, he's not so much anti-red pill as he is anti-Myron. He absolutely hates Myron Gaines. He has a problem with Michael Sertain a little bit and Rollo, but he absolutely hates Myron Gaines. So it's like he's trying to build a platform around just hating Myron. And I've reached out to this dude on Instagram, sent him a message like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk. Maybe we could do an episode. We can collab a little bit. So he didn't hit me back, which lets me know that's what he's trying to do. Most dudes will hit you back instantly, especially if you're talking about doing some YouTube stuff and they're a YouTuber. Most guys will hit you back almost instantly. I would say maybe 35% of women, maybe 40% of women will hit you back pretty quick. But the rest of them won't. Yeah, man, it was glitching. Like I knew it was gonna happen, man. So and it could be again with this system that I'm using. They're trying to get me to upload Windows 11, which I absolutely refuse to do. It broke my whole computer. I had to get my computer wiped and then upload Windows 10. And I'm just gonna hurry up and get a better system. I was gonna wait till probably towards the end of the year, but I'm gonna get that system a little sooner. So we're gonna fix this issue sooner than later. I'm thinking November at the latest, I'll have the new system up and running so we can avoid the glitching so I can just move around seamlessly and, it won't mess up the stream. But so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close out with this particular show. And I'm going to come back later on tonight or maybe tomorrow, no later than tomorrow. And so we can just have the video. And I'm just going to do a separate show when I'm just running the video. The interview was over an hour. I want to say the interview was 2 hours long, maybe longer than that, but it was like the first 15 or 20 minutes is pretty much what I wanted to highlight. So we're going to do that later on tonight. Give me a couple hours. I'll pick up my daughter at 8. So let's say 9:30, 10-ish, kind of be looking, and we'll call it part 2. And we'll just run everything that she was saying. I think this, for what it was, I think what we talked about without the videos, it works. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool. In the description, the video, I believe I've already dropped the video in the description. So if you want to go see it before I talk about it, you can go ahead and hit that link. If it's not there, I'll put it there over the next 20 minutes. And I'm telling you guys, I think that most people accept the red pill, especially when it comes to what type of man you should be. I think most people are on board with that. When I'm talking about women, I think most women are on board with that. They just don't like the branding and they don't like the messenger a lot of times. I don't get any pushback or static when I'm in the street talking about this. Like today I was today I was outside of the courthouse, like I said before, at the top of the show, and there were some people out there with this organization called CARE. So it was 2 dudes. Well, it was 3 guys. It was one guy who was in charge. So he's like the grown up. And he's probably maybe in his late 20s. Everyone else was barely 20. So you had 2 dudes who were barely 20. One was 20, one was barely 20. And then there was a girl there, right? And she was like 19, about to be 20. And she was attractive. So everyone's wearing shorts and they have on a polo shirt that has CARE. They had the branding on the shirt for the organization right there. And they were just talking to people about the organization, trying to drum up some support, trying to drum up donations, whatever they were trying to do. Right. So it's like people are coming out of the courthouse and they're running up trying to, trying to tell, hey, how you doing? Can I talk to you for a moment? Kind of thing. Right. Cold approach. Right? Cold approaching, trying to sell the CARE stuff, doing whatever it is they're doing. I don't know if they were trying to get donations or I don't know what they were doing. So the girl, she's 19, about to be 20 years old, right? Tattoos running all up her arms, both arms, whatever. She had her legs covered up, but I assume that there are tattoos there as well. She's wearing like really extremely tight yoga pants. And little shorty had body. Again, she looked like a little girl who wants to flex, bro. She looked like one of them.
Frisco, I say. You know what I have to tell them, say. Big up my girl on the side, cause and them flex the best.
But here's the thing. I think she was just a regular young lady who was just trying to find her way and doing her thing. She's out here, working for CARE. I don't know if she was actually paid to do this or she was volunteering or what her situation was. But I'm talking to the guys, telling them about my platform. I'm like, look, I will talk to you guys, but in return, you guys got to let me talk to you. Let me film it. We can interview and talk about what y'all doing. And the young guys were like, sure, yeah. But one of them like, no, we got to ask the boss over here. So I wound up waiting on boss man. And again, that stuff's coming. We're gonna do interviews. You guys are gonna see what I'm talking about later. But that young girl, she figured out quickly when they go asking about my content. And the guy was like, what kind of content do you do? There's a young black guy. He wants to join the Air Force. And I was telling him, like, yo, I'm a vet, served in the Army. I was a paratrooper. He's like, oh, you flew airplanes? I'm like, no, I jumped out of airplanes. And he's like, oh, so he's talking to him. Like, what kind of content do you do? I'm like, male improvement. Right away, the young girl, she heard male improvement. You could see it in her eyes. She was thinking red pill. This is one of those guys. You could tell, you could see it. But I'm sitting there, I'm being me, I'm being charming, I'm taking care of business, I'm doing whatever. And she was kind of moving around. She kept looking over at me, probably wondering why I'm not talking to her again. Bro, she was looking sexy. You know, like she was a young girl, too young for me. I wouldn't mess with her, but bro, she was bodied up. She was bodied up and she knew it. You could tell she'd been doing her glute workout. You know what I'm saying? That butt was out there, bro. And she was wearing those, yoga pants. They weren't designer yoga pants, but she's wearing yoga pants. I mean, that's just the material was just gripping the cheeks, bro. Tons of makeup, tons of tattoos. And I'm sitting there thinking like, it's going to be hard for you to find the dude you're looking for, baby. And then people are like, well, how do you know what guy she's looking for? She's going to look for the best guy she can get. Right? She's going to want a high value man. She's going to want a top tier man. Who is she going to get? You know what I mean? She's going to get the Pookies, the Ray Rays. She's going to get the Jethros and the Hunters, bro. She's going to get the hood dudes, the trailer park dudes. You know what I mean? She might get a Rico Suave dude out of Barrio, right? And if she does manage to get a top tier guy, high value man, he going to hit that big booty and then send her on her way. And if she's not careful, she's going to gain weight. Right? She's young. She's right now, she's young. She's entering her prime in today's sexual marketplace. And it's just like, now, a lot of people will say, well, she's never going to get a woman. Correction. She's never going to get a man. She will absolutely be able to get a man. The question becomes, will she be able to get the man she wants? And what's holding her back? The tattoos. You can work with everything else, right? We can take the makeup off. We can dress differently, right? We can do that. We can do a different hairstyle. But the tattoos, well, you going to cover those up? You're going to wear long sleeves in Tampa? You know what I mean? All the time? The tattoos could be a problem. And, to be so young, to have so many tattoos, one tat just crawling up her arm. Like, your mom and dad let you do that? I told my daughter when she was 9, you can't have a tattoo until you're 30. And she said, okay. We talk about it all the time. I'm like, you can't have a tattoo until you're 30. And, she's like, I understand, Pop. Right? And I keep reinforcing it. Right? If she's wearing clothes that are too tight, can't wear those outside. Go ahead and change. She understands. She's like, I'm not going outside in this pop. I'm like, okay, cool. Right? So a lot of parents, I guess, aren't telling their daughters, is like, look, don't let your minor child, because she had to have this tattoo before she was 18. She had to. I mean, maybe she waited till she was 18 to get it. But don't let your minor children, especially girls, get these tats. They're too young. Like, is you sure that's something you want on your arm for the rest of your life? It can hurt you. It can hurt you. And it's like the dude might not care about the tattoo because you see that big old bump. But his mom and dad might be like, who are you bringing back to our house with that ink on their arm? We don't do tattoos here. We're Rothschilds, don't you know? Or whatever. We're Andersons here. The Anderson way is not tattooed women. And boom. Everything else about her they might love. They just can't get past the tattoos. Shot her on, shot her foot off. Trying to be cool. Trying to look cool. So I will say this. The red pill talking points are spot on. And most people, when they just sit back and they listen to the talking points and you just have a normal conversation and you state your case, they'll sit back and like, okay, I get where you're coming from. They may not agree with it. They might think that's wrong or they might think it's BS, but they'll sit there and say, like, I get where you're coming from. Just like those women after the cameras go off on Fresh and Fit. They'll say you ain't lying. I get it. I understand. But it shouldn't be that way. And I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway. And guess what? You go, girl. You can do what you want to do because you fine and you young, right? At 22, 25, 27, do you, babe? But once you hit 37, 42, 45, it becomes a different situation, right? And that's the red pill stuff. Now, a lot of my people get frustrated with me. Talk about the red pill stuff. Maybe, man, you say all this stuff like, bro, but you know it's true. Yeah, but you shouldn't be saying it, man. These girls, they already got it. You know, they're already their heads, they're already out of their mind. And, you know what I mean? They're already confused. I'm like, well, just break it down to them. I'm trying to help them on the other end of it. Like, look, you in your 20s, this is when you need to be locking your dude down. You shouldn't be out here partying and banging dudes or whatever. And if you do decide to bang a bunch of dudes, man, put them in the closet, man. Keep it a secret. Don't film it. Don't film yourself out here, you know, doing 3 or 4 stuff. Right? You need plausible deniability. You need to be able to say I didn't do it. It's hard for you to say you didn't do it when there's a picture or a video of you doing the said thing. Like, keep it on the hush. Keep it on the low. That's what we did. And the 8 of my people, that's what we did. We didn't film the stuff that we was doing. Come on, man. We ain't got no pictures of what we was doing. You know what we was doing? You was with me. It's like, yeah. It was like, fine. If you want to have your 304 phase as a young girl, fine. But don't film it. I don't think you should do it, but if you do, use discretion, be able to deny it, because that will come back to bite you in the butt, no matter how big and pretty your butt is, when you hit your 40s, if you're still single. You might want to use your 20s to lock down the guy to, you know, and get that lifelong commitment. I think that's a better play. Right? I think that's a better play. So, and that's red pill stuff right there, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. I apologize for all the glitching, guys. I really do. I'm definitely gonna figure this out. I'm gonna get it together. Today was just really bad on the glitching. I don't know if it had anything to do with the weather. I'm gonna call my provider and find out what's going on with it. I'm actually gonna show them this video. Like, look at this video, man. What's going on? I'm gonna tell them what I was doing in the background. Hopefully we get this figured out. Brother Casual Germ, it's all business, right? At the end of the day. I think I heard about CARE. Yeah, CARE's a good organization, man. They started in 1945. I don't know if you heard of you've heard of this as a Marine. In 1945 in West Berlin, Russia tried to shut off West Berlin from everywhere else, right? And they were going to starve the people out. And the American forces, like the Allied forces, put together this massive food lift with airplanes. The only way you can get stuff in there is with airplanes. The Soviets had shut everything else down. You couldn't bring them in on trains or trucks or whatever. So they did this massive airlift, bringing in enough food, water, and supplies to keep everyone alive. It was a miracle that they were able to do it, and no one really got hurt. And it's called the Berlin Airlift. CARE, I think, had a hand in that. And the term CARE package, I think, came from this organization. They've been around since 1945, 1946. So I'm going to go and meet with these people, I think sometime this week or next week, and definitely get an interview, and just kind of maybe work with them. I told him, Jonah was the guy I was talking to. I said, hey, man, you know, I'm a promoter. I do stand up. I would love to work with you guys, maybe do a fundraiser. And, you know, he kind of perked up. He's like, oh, so this might lead to something, guys. And if it does, I will be showing you guys every step of the way, especially in the community. Every step of the way, the founders are going to see it. And then on this platform, I'll have the good stuff too as well. Brother Casual Germs, like, I didn't do my first tattoo until early 30s. Right. I was mid 30s when I got my first one. And it's just USMC. The only tattoo I need or wanted. Yeah, I got jump wings on one shoulder. On the other shoulder, I have a date as a young woman that was like a little sister to me, bro. I was a janitor at a high school. She was one of the kids at the high school. She got into a car accident, and she didn't survive. She was way too young. Just such a bright young woman. You know what I mean? So I have her name, Kayvani, and the date that she died. And then I have a big cross around that. So that's 2 tattoos here. I got an airborne tab above the jump wings. So that's 3 and 4. And then I have a tattoo here on my midsection of a samurai. I got that when I retired, because now I'm a Ronin, like I'm a masterless samurai. So I got that tattoo right here. I walk around my little Ronin tattoo. But yeah, bro, once you older, you decide you want to get a tap, man, get a tap. But when you're young, we just, 15, 16, 17, it's too young to say, I want to get a tattoo. I'm going to have it on me for the rest of my life. Wait till wait till you get older. But anyway, that's the show, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I am going to fix our issues with the glitching. Get that squared away, guys. Just hang in there with me a few months longer. Like within 90 days, I should have that squared away. I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to make that happen. And I'll be back on Tuesday. We're gonna do Crime and Punishment Tuesday. Not quite sure what's gonna be on that show. But the thumbnail should be up by Sunday. And then just keep checking out. We're gonna keep doing the shorts. We're gonna have the YouTube shorts, of course. We're gonna be doing like car videos. And then in the community tab, I'm gonna be dropping all kind of comments and stuff, man. I'm just trying to get active. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thanks for rocking with me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And shit, I'm out. I'll be back in a couple hours to do part 2, because I gotta show y'all the video. I just gotta show y'all the video. So yeah, we out. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate your support. And if you like that video, check out this one, or maybe that one. We'll see you around. Peace.